Why are we hiding? Okay, I'm going to tell you why we're hiding. Because of what we've done and what's been done to us. That's why we hide. Because of what we've done and what's been done to us. And if you're sitting here today and you're thinking what's been done to you is not significant, you're wrong. Very, very significant. I'd argue just as significant as what you've done. The consequences, eternal consequences, all that, I get that, but it's very, very significant. Right? We do that. And it's not just what we've done and what's been done to us, it's the agreements that we make that because of what we've done and what's been done, we're not going to be accepted. We're not going to fit in. We're going to be rejected. It's not going to feel good. And so I can't be real because I want to be loved and accepted. And if I can't be loved and accepted for who I am, then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pretend to be who the world wants me to be and will accept me to be, and I'm going to hide the rest. All right? Why do we hide? Stuff that we've done, stuff that's been done to us. Where do we hide? Well, all kinds of answers to that question. I don't know where you're hiding, but I just wrote down a bunch here, a list, and let me just kind of fly through them. See if any of this sounds like you. We hide behind success, money, financial independence, being out of debt, education, beauty, fitness, behind titles, the houses we live in, the cars we drive, the people we date, behind diet, humor, intelligence, strength, spirituality, religion, Bible knowledge, sports, hobbies, behind our kids, our spouses, perfection, drivenness, the ability to perform, behind books, movies, television shows. I'm just getting warmed up. The question is, where are you hiding? And the reality is that why and where are the easiest questions of all. That the question of how are we really hiding is one that's a lot more difficult for us to answer. It's often more difficult for us to see. About 5 years ago, when my daughter Stella, my youngest, was 10, Stacy was driving her to school one morning. Car got silent. All of a sudden, Stella breaks the silence with, "Mom, I don't like Dad." And Stacy says, "Stella, what are you talking about? Your dad is the most godly, handsome, fit, sexy, athletic, brilliant." She didn't say any of that, but it felt good to say it. So she did. She said, "What do you mean?" Stella said, "Well, he's always either grumpy or goofy." And so Stacy told me about it late that night, and it wrecked me. You know why? Because it was true. You know what's even worse? Here we are 5 years later, and too often it's still true. I hide. Stella, what she was really saying is, Dad's there, but he's really not. He's not present. He's really hiding, and it's true. I hide from my kids. I hide from my wife. I even have a tendency to hide from you. You see, here's a part of my story 11 years ago where I crashed and burned as a pastor, had an affair, resigned from ministry. It was ugly, caused an enormous mess. And because of that, I'm embarrassed by the state of my financial house today. Like, this is stuff I don't want to talk about with my girls. We don't own a house. You lose $100,000 in equity, it's kind of hard to rebuild a down payment to buy another house. And so we don't own our house. We drive junky cars. Both my two daughters that have graduated from college, I've got a ton of debt to make that happen. My second daughter, Sloan, graduated 5 years ago from college. It was going to college 5 years ago. Or no, she graduated. I'm so confused. She just graduated like a year ago, but she was heading out to college 5 years ago, and I thought to myself, okay, I got a 5-year gap to get this thing right and be ready. Now, my daughter Spence is going to graduate from high school in May, and unless she plays college basketball, which could, I'm in the exact same boat. And here's the thing. I would rather camp out in goofiness or grumpiness, or let's throw busyness in there, just be really, really busy, than have a real deep conversation about that with my kids. And I hide from Stacy, my wife. I do. It doesn't make any sense that I'm still married to her, except for God and, a great wife. But I would rather hide in goofiness with her, which is what I resort to most of the time, or grumpiness, because that kind of gives her a stiff arm, or just be really busy. Busyness. I'd rather do that than sit down and take the chance on having a real deep, dark, intimate conversation about how I might not be measuring up still as a husband. So I just hide. And I hide from you. I do hide from you. Now, God's doing amazing things here in this church. There's no amazing story. But I'm supposed to just kind of put on my happy pastor face and deal with it. I can be real about my life, but I can't be real about the disappointment and discouragement that I often feel because there's not more people on mission in this place with us. Yeah, I can talk about my life, and God is doing amazing things, and more people are coming every week, and the seats are filling up, and it's good, and it excites me. But I can't really talk about, how sometimes I'll spend a big part of Monday trying to recover from the reality of Sunday. And there we are again, and not enough people serving, connecting, on mission, giving. You can't talk about that because, that's what weak leaders, wimpy leaders, nobody follows a leader like that. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. So I hide. I don't think I'm alone in this. There are places in all of our lives as we sit here today where we are hiding. It feels safer for us to just hide our mess.